to some crypto news. Again, city of Miami, and this is just another proof of, let's say, main adoption. It's only a matter of blockchain mass adoption, only a matter of time. City of Miami to launch 5,000 Ethereum NFTs with Time, MasterCards, and Salesforce later this year. Right, so Time USA will help define the city's NFT strategy as well as execute the project, while MasterCard will offer Miami NFT holders exclusive benefits like special event access at restaurants and private cultural tours in the city. Salesforce will manage NFTs, minting, and primary sales process with its new NFT cloud platform. A yet-to-be-released Salesforce product that allows brands to mint and sell NFTs. You see, some countries, they will use force, let's say like they did in Ukraine, more or less, that first we had the COVID in order to prove that you had gotten the, vaccinated, you would have to download the app. Now, because a lot of people didn't do it, they started giving away goodies, right? They started giving away money. If people would actually take the shot, then they would get, spending money on the same. So all they had to do is, if they download the app, and then from that app, they would then receive digital currency, and then they could use that amount of currency, digital currency, in specific selected shops. So it wasn't really forced, you could say. Well, first it was, free, and then you could do it, and then they tried to persuade people with goodies. Here we can see that this is, again, city of Miami. We know that a city or government, they wouldn't, and especially large corporations as MasterCard, Salesforce, and so on, they wouldn't, let's say, emphasize a new thing if it wasn't because there were other thoughts behind it. So that is, it's just another sign of the Web 3.0 just around the corner. Next piece of news, a new scaling solution, ZK Ethereum virtual machine rollups could allow Ethereum to overcome Visa in terms of transaction throughput. But I think it's only a matter of time anyway. But this solution represents the holy grail of Web3, as it offers security, scalability, and full compatibility with Ethereum, which means developers won't have to learn a new programming language to work with it. It will also slice Ethereum fees by 90% and increase transaction throughput to 40 to 50 transactions per second. So it's also something to look out for. I mean, I guess we knew that it was going to come, and it was only a matter of time until, of course, we're going to see lightning fast transactions on the blockchain and on Ethereum, obviously. Another big asset management firm in the United States, Charles Schwab. What a sexy sounding name, Charlie Schwab. So what they're gonna do, and it's also kind of funny, but nevertheless, this is how we are seeing that crypto is getting mainstream. So what they're doing is a crypto thematic ETF was expected to be available for trading on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker blah blah blah. So what they basically want to do is that this fund tracks crypto thematic index, providing an investment vehicle with exposure to companies that may benefit from the development of utilization of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets. So as you probably know, the SEC, they've still not given the green light for a spot ETF, right? So what a lot of traditional asset managers, they can do only is that they can invest into companies that indirectly benefit from the blockchain or cryptocurrency industry. And I remember this also back in 15, 16. At that time, I was actually raising money for investing into a crypto fund. And a lot of institutional investors, they were not allowed, they didn't have a mandate, they wouldn't invest directly into crypto, but they would very much, I remember one asset manager, he said, well, we are investing into companies that are producing hardware for the mining machines. I forgot, so like Nvidia and so on, and AMD, and they also profited from that boom. But anyway, it just goes to show again that it's not what I would not want to invest in this ETF. But again, it goes to show that big institutional asset managers are preparing, right? And we had some not so good news. Solana-based stablecoin NEAF dropped 85% following a 3.5 million exploit. It's not so big, right? But there was this 3.5 million flash loan attack. Solana-based Nirvana Finance saw the price of its stablecoin and native token fall around 85 a piece. Why am I mean, you just got to be quite careful. I hope none of you have been exposed to this. Here you can see the chart going from their stablecoin and their... I actually don't even know this protocol. But why did we choose to, put this a part of today's news? Is ultimately what we learned from Terra, right? That you gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Don't... Even after Terra, I have really taken my stable coins out of all protocols where I'm not 100% sure. Speaking about that, there was a very nice video today from Coin Bureau where he's going over, I think, what is it called, Pantera's newsletter. But there was one point that really caught my attention, and that is that we have, to a certain extent, seen blood on the street in the past few weeks. That's not what they mentioned, but what they did say is that we saw the collapse of Terra, we saw the collapse of Celsius, we saw the collapse of 3 eras of Terra and Celsius, and one more. And they were, and there's probably a lot of more small DeFi platforms that have defaulted. But the big ones, like Aave, like Compound, like Maker, right? They worked exactly as they should, right? Somebody had too little collateral. Well, he would be liquidated, just like the way it was supposed to be. So in that sense, you could say that it was good. It was good to see that the market leaders of tomorrow, that they were withstanding this pressure. Speaking about the big ones, I want to take you over to MetaMask Institutional. Now, I don't know if you know this, but this, I guess a lot of us use MetaMask. I certainly use MetaMask a lot, but I'm not sure if you knew that there is the institutional wallet, and this is the DeFi wallet and Web3 gateway for organizations. And it's a 27-page presentation, which we are obviously not going to go through today. You can if you want to, but why do they exist? And here, I like this slide particularly. You see, we got to take this here. Wait, it doesn't work. Boom. Have a sip here while you enjoy this nice... This is the entire financial system that has to be rebuilt on Web 3.0. So it really very nicely shows how we can see here on the left side, we have all the traditional, we got money, right? So we got centralized finance through Ethereum onto decentralized finance, right? This is the migration. So we got money. Obviously, money will be the CBDC. Central banking, we can see already here the digital euro and digital dollar and all of them goodies. But then we also need commercial banking. They need to be, obviously, they need to be a part of the future system, because all traditional enterprises, companies, whatever you want to call them, if they are not going to migrate onto the blockchain, they're going to be left behind, completely left behind. And this presentation is obviously from none other than Consensus, right? And you know that I love Consensus. So you can get it from Consensus. You can go in there. You can just go in on the blog, and then you can find it. And In case you do not remember that, or Consensus founded by Joseph Lubin, who is one of the co-founders of Ethereum. I think it's also, this slide here also portrays very good, let's see if I can get it here. It also portrays very good here the companies that are serious about migrating, and on the right side you can see the protocols that most likely will be the market leaders of tomorrow. Anyway, so we say money, central banking, commercial banking, investment banking, exchanges, brokerages, insurance companies, payments providers, and of course asset managers. All of them are going to migrate onto the blockchain. A lot of them are not going to succeed anymore. A lot of them we are not going to need anymore. But this is, this is the idea, because on the other side, as you can see, we got Uniswap, right? As an exchange, as a decentralized, automated market maker. They don't need a lot of those exchanges, brokerages, and investment banks. They're going to be news from yesterday, but not in the beginning. In the beginning, it's about getting these big corporations onto the blockchain so they can actually bring their clients. So yeah, I think you should. It is important. You can see a lot of these coins. I think I cannot identify all of them, but I know that Maker is here, M-Stable, we got Compound, we got Aave, we got Centrifuge, we got UMA, we got, I don't know this ICO, I don't know this one. Then we got Uniswap, and then there are a few down here that I do not know, which you and I, which we need to figure out, because these are for sure protocols that will have a big chance of being market leaders of tomorrow. So the Ethereum DeFi ecosystem has reached 55 billion in collateral, and then you can also, again, shows who is a part of it. But see, that's what they're saying. Cryptocurrency funds, custodians, and professional traders increasingly seek exposure and access to the diverse decentralized finance opportunities that compose Web 3.0. Now remember, we're looking at the MetaMask institutional, not the ones that we use, right? This is really going to have a lot more features, right? Also, NFTs is going to be able to trade through MetaMask institutional. And then they can see here, just some statistic, how many, over 4,000 decentralized autonomy organizations are giving ownership to creators and builders. Not the decentralized autonomous organizations, that's just the way where the elite, they can hide. But anyway, it's a structure, it's a corporate structure for the future monetary finance system. So until now, we are seeing that organizations, they're facing difficulties accessing and engaging in the Web 3.0. You see, also 2 days ago, there was a question here. When is the Web 3.0 going to launch? When is it finished? It is in the process. Infrastructure is almost ready, especially when we're seeing here with Polkadot and Kusama. But now it's more about getting all these traditional industries and companies onto the blockchain. So here you can see this is basically how the process. Inefficient processes result in multiple pain points. So using custodial accounts requires multiple transfers of crypto assets from secure cold wallets to hot wallets, and that may offer limited access to Web 3 and DeFi. And I always like to refer to Web 3.0, but it's now, you can see it's very much being just referred to as Web 3, the Web 3. So here's this, the typical DeFi investment process. I don't think we really want to go through this, but in the end of the day, you can see that they are very much focused on providing institutional, traditional enterprises, financial institutions, a way to enter the Web 3. So now this is, basically promoting the MetaMask time to meet the Blue Fox DeFi wallet and Web 3 gateway for organizations. It is really, it's coming. So their mission, Consensus mission is, and MetaMask's, is to bridge all organizations into DeFi and Web 3. And they do this by obviously fulfilling fundamental needs. So what basically MetaMask is going to be the bottleneck. It's going to be the entry. It is going to give unrevealed access to all of Web3. And MetaMask serves already over 30 million monthly active users and is integrated with almost every DeFi app. So what they offer is direct access to over 17,000 venues for trading, staking, lending, borrowing, derivatives, asset management, and bridging across EVM chains, right? Ethereum Virtual Machine Chain. You see, that's also why I many times have said the future of finance is being built on the blockchain, is being built on Ethereum. It is really ahead of the game, not really XRP. So yeah, so you can see what is it that you get here with the blue fox. You get access to research, pre-trade compliance, liquidity data aggregation, monitoring, reporting, and custody. So it's basically a complete asset management setup for the big boys, for the sexy looking big boys. And then, of course, also with leading custody solutions. And that is also a thing that obviously the future of finance needs to have, custody. Who's going to have custody of these coins? Because not every individual is going to have them themselves on the cold wallet. So they integrate with qualified custodians and custody providers to help organizations manage key storage, facilitate multi-sig transactions, approvals, and optimize trade flows. Now remember, we made a video here on Gnosis Safe, because I do think that they're gonna, this is just one of many, right? But I do think that they haven't really performed very well, but they will. That's how I see it. So Kitty, she likes Gnosis. There we go. Yeah, I think this is maybe here you can maybe too much, but you can see supported chains, and there's lots of things that you can go over in case you want to. So I think there's not so much more. I think you get the point. Otherwise, this will take too long. But Web3, Ethereum, mass adoption, I really think it is coming. I think it's coming. So that's a good thing. Let me just see here. Now what I want to talk about, guys, is I think, we're talking, no, I know that's some of traditional news here that we have to go over. Look at this here. So today we saw inflation figure. Today we saw inflation figure that the Fed follows closely hits the highest level since January 1982. Now that's pretty impressive numbers, right? So just in the past 3 days, we had first interest increase. We had GDP numbers confirming that we are in a technical recession, even though many in the US, they say we have to redefine what a recession is. And then on the third day, we get the highest inflation numbers, right? And what did they say here? We don't even need to go over them because that's enough. Slightly above estimates. And anyway, so this is a lot, and this is bad. But hey, that doesn't matter. Dow Jones still closed the day 315 points up, almost 1%. All I can say to that is cheers. And let's have a Bahama Mama moment. A great moment. Bahama Mama. Yeah. You see, why am I pointing this out? I'm pointing this out because something is just not going the way it usually goes, right? We're having economic figures that should have pointed the market in a. It basically goes to show that the economy, the global economy, and the U.S. economy is not in such a great shape as the market currently is displaying. On another note, I like to educate you a little bit about what's going on from a geopolitical point of view. And I want to share with you 1 minute and 30 seconds, which was on today on VION, which is one of the largest Indian news stations. Only 1 minute 30. I'll be right here.
Now, the foreign ministers of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or the SCO, have gathered in Tashkent. They're laying the groundwork for the leadership summit in September later this year. There will be meetings, closed-door discussions, bilaterals, photo opportunities, and also expansion. China and Russia want to include Iran and Belarus to the grouping. Now remember, this of course is a very unique group with some partners dealing with bilateral and regional conflicts of their own. What's interesting is that there's Pakistan, there's China, there's also this country that is presently at war in Ukraine, Russia. And India is also a part of the group, which has followed an independent line of diplomacy in the US-Russia divide. Now, how is the world's largest regional geopolitical grouping keeping up the balance? What does the expansion mean for the West? And this edition, we'll be talking about the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So let's actually first try and understand what the SCO is. This is a Eurasian political, economic and military organization that was founded back in 2001 in Shanghai. Now, the organization was founded by the leaders of China, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan with an aim of establishing effective cooperation across several key areas like politics, trade, the economy, research, technology and cultures. Now, the SCO presently comprises of 8 member nations. These include India, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, China, Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. Now, the SCO counts 4 observer members, and these are Afghanistan, Belarus, Iran and Mongolia. And it also has 6 dialogue partners, which includes the likes of Azerbaijan, Armenia, Cambodia, Nepal, Turkey and Sri Lanka.
There you go. I hope that was a little bit. Geh dir nichts an. You're number one. I hope that was, I mean, in case it's, you know, I've been sharing about the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, but not mainstream media. So, you know, sometimes it's good to see from another news station and not just from me. And what we can see here, the Tribune, which is the voice of the people from I don't know where this is, but anyway, SCO poised for major expansion. Nepal, Maldives, Nepal joined from subcontinent. That's it. What I just wanted to point out is that so they have these 2-day meetings, and it looks like they are completely expanding. And as we also saw from this little video there, that they are 40% of the world's population, and it is now, it has been kind of, you know, they're also declaring that they are a counter organization to NATO. This has not really been vocalized in the past. Guys, that's it from me. I hope, let me just see, I hope you enjoyed it, and I wanted to keep it short, not so long. And obviously it's more for cryptocurrency portfolio update, and lots of love to all of you. And on any thoughts on poker bridge? No, not just like that, Gardic Rage. I'm sorry, yeah, man, not enough so that I could. But maybe you think I should look deeper into it and make a little video about that. I'm actually more concerned. I think there's so many good. I feel like there's so many good projects out there, so many. And I also feel that we have spent a lot of time on identifying them, and there is really a lot of them. I feel right now it is almost more important to identify when are we going to see the bottom. How is the world actually, you know, how are they misbehaving? How are our global democratic elected leaders choosing to move on? I think that right now, I feel that is more important. But of course, we will look at the coins and tomorrow, cryptocurrency portfolio update. I love you so much. Stay strong. And don't forget, I love you. And you got to love yourself first. That's important. And sharing is caring. And today we're going to end just with comparing the Shanghai Cooperation Organization with, obviously, with the NATO. I just have to find that video, and then everything is very good when I have found that. here. That's always like that, right? I think, you know what? There will be no comparison with the Shanghai combination because we can't find that video right now. Anyway, you know I love you and see you tomorrow.